Well, friends, a fantastic Mennonite made solid oak dining room set. Let's go through it. So, folks, this just came with the estate. We don't need it. It's in spectacular condition, originally costing thousands of dollars, now yours for a deal and just like new. We're going to take a moment to explore the table and the chairs, and then we're going to wrap it up. So let's do that. And here you go, guys, with just the table on its own. And actually, I've got it under a spotlight so you can see just the incredible high quality of this particular table. You know, again, there's a lot of oak sets on Kijiji, but majority of them are pretty lightweight and really can't compare to the quality of this Mennonite-made piece. 60 inches from side to side, as you see it here, 42 inches front to back, and regulation 29.5, 30 inches high. That's pretty much the standard height for all dining tables. And you can see the real nice girthy, the lion's paw as it pertains to the dual pedestal. And a dual pedestal is really where it's at from the stability of your dining experience, folks. If you've ever had a single pedestal, it's fine enough, but when you start getting to a bigger size table, especially a rectangle, the dual pedestal makes it rock solid, which is just adds to your dining experience. And, again, the oak, it's a full inch thick here of this oak. And if we do a quick, the table is finished with clear urethane, and it's in lovely shape, so you can use this table without having any reservations about marring the oak. And as well, there are leaves. I'm just going to set the camera down for 1 second. And I'm going to separate the table up here just so you can see some of the mechanics of the actual table itself. It's a bit of a one-handed operation. Try and do it here. There we go. So as you can see here, I've separated it out, and a couple of design notes here with the table. You can see it's on a gear. Quite a few of the tables you'll buy these days at the lower end shops will simply just be on sliders. And the gear provides a nice smooth transitional opening and allows the leaves to go in. There are 2 leaves and they are 18 inches each. So, 36 plus 60 brings this table up to a possible 96. Nice little brass dowels that connect the table together. And they go into nice little brass sleeves. So you're never going to wear out the actual, in case you get a mismate, because again, the brass sleeves bring them in. I mention these because this is just a quality issue, folks. Again, when you go and buy a table, some of these things you may become enamored with pricing, but when you look at some of these finer points, it just becomes something to really consider when you're purchasing a table, and especially at this fantastic price point, because for all intents and purposes, folks, this table looks new, and as you can tell by the pricing, you're not paying anywhere near that. So that's the good news. And here we go with one of the actual chairs from the set, folks. And it is a real stunner from the standpoint of its, not only its beauty as you see it here, but the build quality. Again, lots of harvestback chairs on Kijiji, but they can't compare to some of the features I'm going to show off here right now. First of all, you can see this full inch thick of oak construction. And again, that's solid. And, nice dual spindle design. There's no ricketiness in this chair whatsoever. It is rock solid. And these spindles are at least 2 inches around. So, really high quality. Nice design element you may not catch from just looking at the photos initially. As you can see, there's sort of a gentle swoop, which happens with the backrest here. You see it swoops out and then comes in as a gentle support for your back. And so many of these harvestback chairs you see out there will just have straight spindles. And, you can install a straight spindle in a minute. There's a craftsman who actually went and cut this wood, steamed it, bent it out, and it was a real process, and then did the assembly as you see it here. So that, what can I tell you, that's something that is a hallmark of quality and will make a chair that will, really last a long time. What can I say? Now, as you saw earlier in the opening shot, there's actually nice neutral cushions that go with the chairs, and they're, got a blue and a mauve and a few other colors you can see here. You don't have to use the cushions, but they're available, and they may very well work with your environment. You may see this table being something that goes maybe in a kitchen nook, but if you are indeed using it in your formal dining room, the sky's really the limit because it's your taste. So what can I tell you? Anyway, Liz, we're going to put everything back together, and then we're going to wrap it up. So there you have it, folks. What a truly spectacular set. Again, when you look at the appointments on the table, the really luxurious lion's claws, and just that swooping, the spindle structure on the backs of the harvest backs and the chairs. These are just quality elements that you don't necessarily notice every day, but let's face it, you can drive a Chevy, you can drive a BMW. They're both cars, but when you get behind the wheel, you know what's going on. And I've taken the cushion off from the original shot we opened up. Again, there's a full set of cushions on all the chairs, and they're lovely and quite neutral. You're welcome to use them. But again, here's the master chair on its own. And in the corner there, I actually have one of the leaves. There are two, again, bringing the table to a full 96. So all I can tell you, folks, is that if you wandered into the Pine and Oak shop, there's probably a Mennonite new furniture store where you live, and just go and look at a table like this one. It'd probably be about $1,500 plus. Each of these chairs probably be about $300-400 plus. Know what I mean? The urethane on these chairs is perfect, but for you DIYers out there, the nice thing about having a nice blonde set like this is that, ladies, if you wanted to, do a whitewash or alter the colors and give it to Martha Stewart, easy to do. Harder to do on a table that's already, stained in a darker color. But that being said, the honey disposition is quite lovely, and it's the kind of thing you can put this table into service, and with this nice urethane coating, very resilient, so you can use it the way it was meant to be used, like as a table, right? Of course, don't be careless. It's always a good idea for some placemats, etc. But it's nice when you're able to start with a piece that is truly high quality. And the best news for you folks is the price. I'm not charging a lot of money for this. And speaking of price, we should speak on that real quick. I understand there's going to be a contingent out there who's going to be dying to offer me less. But the reality is, folks, is that I simply don't have the time. You can tell by the quality of this ad. I sell this stuff all the time. And we handle lovely estates, and this came out of a very well-heeled estate where money was no object. And so as a result, by the time we do this video and these photos, it makes your life simple. And as a result, when you compare this against the new cost and you see what a spectacular value is, that's it. The chairs will be available separately from the table, but again, if you purchase them all together, you'll get a better deal, and that will be the deal that is available. However, when you reach out, you'll find out I'll get back to you almost immediately. You'll see it's exactly as I've described. Delivery will also be an option for those of you who don't have a vehicle sufficient to move it, and it's a stellar set. What can I say? So like I said, make sure if you want to back this video up again, you're welcome to do so. Study the pictures, and when you reach out, we'll get together at a time that works for you. You'll see it's exactly as described, and I'll sell it to you. Thanks, folks.